In this difficult time of COVID-19 pandemic, a new concept of home isolation and treatment is emerging because we are running short of our health services. But while isolating your patient of COVID-19, you should always stay in contact with your treating physician, or your physician should be a call away. And now the next question is, who needs to be isolated? Any asymptomatic patient or the patient having mild disease. Mild disease includes those patients who are maintaining a saturation of above 94% on room air and having respiratory rate of less than 24 per minute without any shortness of breath or hypoxia. Fever may or may not be present, but breathing difficulty is not there in mild disease. And now comes the second category, moderate disease. In moderate disease, the patient is maintaining a saturation of 90 to 94% on room air and the respiratory rate lies between 24 to 30 per minute, and there is a radiological evidence of pneumonia, that is on CT scan or chest x-ray. And fever is also present, usually high grade fever. In patients, they should be well hydrated and they should take proper diet along with some exercises also. So they should keep on drinking lots of water and constantly washing their hands, as well as the care provider who is in close contact with the COVID-19 patient. He should keep washing their hands properly and frequently disinfecting the surfaces, and always wear a double mask, wear gloves, and do not share any linens clothing with the patient. And whenever possible, there should be separate bathrooms for the COVID-19 patient, and he should be nursed in a well ventilated room. Positive patient at home, we need two equipments with us. One is pulse oximeter, another is thermometer. Thermometer is used to measure the body temperature, and pulse oximeter is a device that is used to measure peripheral oxygen saturation. But before using pulse oximeter, we should make sure that the battery is properly charged and it is properly applied. And we should not rely on the single reading of the pulse oximeter. We should follow a trend. We should keep a record of the serial reading of the saturation and follow the trend, whether it is decreasing and how much it is decreasing. And for this, a daily charting, we should prepare a chart every 4 to 6 hours of the saturation as well as the temperature. And in case of any persistent fever, that is the temperature above 100 degree despite taking antibiotics, and increase in heart rate, that is tachycardia as shown in the pulse oximeter, and progressive fall in the saturation readings, we should get the patient assessed by the treating physician for the need of hospitalization. We can always advise a COVID-19 patient to do awake proning and deep breathing exercises. These are doing wonderful work. Awake proning. Awake proning definitely leads to improvement of breathing, relief of difficulty in breathing, as well as increase in saturation, and it may occur immediately or after few minutes of positioning change, because basically prone ventilation leads to recruitment of the posterior portion of the lung, which is not utilized, and the air is distributed uniformly, so better available for gas exchange, thus leads to improve in saturation. And the basic way to do awake proning is to lie on your belly, first to lie on your belly, then lying on your right side, then sitting up, then lying on your left side, and then lying again on prone. So ask your patient not to lie flat or supine. Ask to do, encourage to do. I know it's difficult for him to perform this proning, but ask him to do, encourage him to do. And if he can't do proning, then ask him to lie in lateral position, either left lateral or either right lateral. That will be very helpful, along with performing some basic deep breathing exercise like pranayam and other things. And the baseline treatment in patients of COVID-19 includes mainly boosting your immunity to fight the COVID-19 infection. And these immunity can be provided to you by various vitamin supplements, multivitamin supplements, as well as zinc. And the doses of various drugs, these are given below. Next thing is the symptomatic management. The symptomatic management is management of the patient according to the symptoms he he is having. So for fever, we can give antipyretics, and the most commonly used antipyretic drug is tablet Dolo. Dolo can be given, and it can be given up to maximum of 4 times a day. And if the fever is not relieved with Dolo, we can give IV PCM at home under strict supervision. And then for cough, we can give any kind of antitussives that are available to you. And for sore throat, we can do steam inhalation, betadine gargles. Now with the new variants, there are certain range of other symptoms like diarrhea, abdominal pain that can be treated accordingly. Now next comes the role of antibiotics. Which antibiotics is to be given and when it is to be given. The antibiotics have barely any role in mild disease, while in case of moderate disease, where the saturation is falling below 94% and patient is having some breathing difficulty, there the antibiotics can be given as per physician's advice. The antibiotics ranging from amoxiclav to azithro to doxycycline, whatever antibiotic it is, it has to be given after discussing it with your physician only. Next drug which we can use at home is steroids. Steroids are the most potent anti-inflammatory drug, and the basic pathophysiology in COVID-19 is inflammation and thrombosis. So the steroids, they are definitely having the mortality benefit in treating the COVID-19 patients, and they can be given by inhalational route or by oral route. So the dose of steroid by inhalational route, inhalational budesonide, is 800 mics BD for 5 to 7 days. And these steroids are given by MDI or DPI. DPI, that is dry powder inhalers. But there are certain indications for the steroids. That is, if you are having fever and cough beyond 5 to 7 days of the disease onset, and the fever is high grade and the cough is literally causing discomfort to you, whether there is excessive cough, then you can give the steroids. You can consider giving the steroids. And the systemic steroids which can be given are dexamethasone and methylprednisolone. The dexamethasone can be given at a dose of 0.1 to 0.2 mg per kg once daily dosing for 5 to 7 days. As dexamethasone is long acting, so single dosing is needed. Or we can give the tablet Medrol or methylprednisolone 0.5 to 1 mg per kg in 2 divided doses for 5 to 7 days and then gradual tapering off. And remember, steroids should be given under the supervision of a physician. You should definitely consult your doctor while giving these drugs. What you can do is to keep an oxygen cylinder to provide oxygen to your patient, that is giving the oxygen therapy. There are certain indications to give oxygen in COVID-19 patients at home isolation, and these indications are persistently decreasing saturation readings, or the saturation is consistently below 90% and the patient is tachypneic, that is he is having a respiratory rate of greater than 24 per minute and associated breathlessness or difficulty in breathing. And the oxygen can be given via nasal cannula or face mask. Via nasal cannula, we can give the oxygen at 2 to 4 liters per minute at home, and via face mask, oxygen can be given up to flows of 6 to 8 liters per minute. And lastly, when to seek medical care, when to go to hospital. It is the most important thing. We have to be cautious of certain red flag signs, that is persistent difficulty in breathing or discomfort caused due to cough, high grade fever, and these symptoms are persistent beyond 5 days, and especially in patients with high risk features. If these symptoms are persistently there, we should definitely go to hospital. That is, the patient with high risk features are elderly, cardiovascular disease, diabetes or immunocompromised, etc. And if you are having mild symptoms, that is mild fever and no difficulty in breathing, and your saturations are well above 90%, then there is no need to rush to hospitals. Please try to manage at home. Thank you.